Chasing the Nightmare! Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, and the people who will be listening to this podcast. My name is Boppy, your host for this podcast, and today I am with the wonderful crew of the podcast team, Jeremy, Mr. L, and Tiger in the back, who is here for moral support, and our special guest, 8-Bit Christian Cruz. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. So to start things off, I just had a couple questions. I'm just gonna dive straight into it. Boneless chicken, man. You started production at an early age of the studio we call Fountain's Pen Production today, and I wanted to ask you, what was your original set job for this project?
My original set job, I was doing rough animation for it for one of the scenes. Like shortly after Thanos came to me and Sombra and said, "Hey, do you want to be co-directors on this?" We were like, "All right, sure, yeah, why not?"
Awesome. I mean, big
Sombra
step
and
up.
Mari.
Big step up from what you were at originally, right?
You know, it was very surprising, and when he came with the news, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's a big job. All right, sure."
Yeah, no, it's a big responsibility, and I tip my hat to you for that. How did you get involved with Fountain's Pen's production?
That's a real funny story. So it's completely unrelated to the studio, how I discovered it. But basically what happened is I'm part of this totally different Discord for this game called Nick All-Star Brawl. And one day I checked that Discord and there's an announcement saying that, John Fountain is going to be doing a Q&A session in the server for any and everyone who's interested. And I looked him up and I come to find that this is the John Fountain. It's not like some other same name, different occupation. So I'm like, oh my god, okay, sign me up. I'm in. And I was very lucky because it was happening like the very next day when I found out. I jumped in on that little Q&A session, and he mentioned that he wants to do like a startup online studio to collect a bunch of different artists and basically like train them to do what we're doing now. I didn't know it at the time, but there was going to be Fountain's Pen production. Immediately after the Q&A, I asked him about it. And I asked him like, is there spots available? Are you recruiting right now? And he said that he's still getting things ready, yada yada yada, and that he'll get back to me whenever possible. And so, like, I believe it was, I want to say a few days, maybe a week later, he gets back to me and he's like, "Oh, hey, are you still interested in joining up on this?" And I'm like, yes, I am. So that's how I first jumped in to Fountain's Pen production, and I've been on board ever since.
That's awesome, man. I guess I could say I had a similar situation when I first joined the Fountain's Pen production team. I was an aspiring voice actor on the website called Casting Call Club. You usually try and find little gigs, try and get your name out there, try and grow a big name, right? And I saw this like line art of these characters, and I saw like fully fledged out characters as well, and I was like, man, this looks interesting. So I put in a submission, and then I get the notification saying, hey, you got casted for this role, and I'm like, no way. And that's when I was kind of like, okay, sweet, when do I start recording? And I was like, we're not there just yet. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I kind of started to understand to the amount of projects and the amount of passion that is involved with just this studio itself, that it also was inspiring to me. And I was getting asked, hey, does anybody have any experience with this? And I'm like, yeah, I do, or I can give it a shot. I created or helped out quite a lot. I voice acted in the Flashinachi and Tip. I'm helping out with scratch tracks for Battle Beetle, Petty Avenger. Eventually I kind of caught myself realizing, oh man, I'm helping out more than I thought. So I guess we can both kind of relate in a same way that we are part of this studio in a big way, and I think it's a humbling thing to really think about. But going off of that, you did mention that you were in a server for any outside project besides Fountain Pen's production. Did you have any other projects that you have a lot of pride in that you were involved with?
But outside of Fountain's Pen, before Fountain's Pen, I was working with, and still am actually. I was working in Sketch Brew Productions. I've been working as an animator there, storyboarder, character designer, a little bit of everything over there. So yeah, basically not too dissimilar from here. We've done a few things over there. One of the things that got us our start was actually doing a collaboration with Game Grumps. Like, yeah, this was like back in, I want to say 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. We basically did an entire Game Grumps animated that was uploaded as its own separate video on their channel, as well as the Sketch Brew Productions channel. It was a lot of fun, but also a little bit of a pain because I had to animate an explosion.
If you know, if you don't mind me asking, do you know what video that was?
Yeah, it was this Game Grumps P is for Pain, I believe.
P is for pain.
Yeah, P is for Pain. It was
Mm,
the animated version of one of their Mario Maker episodes. And the team did a great job on that. It was a lot of fun. We ended up doing another Game Grumps animated. We were working with them for a little bit. I love Sketch Brew. I love it. Things have slowed down a bit over there, but we're in the process of starting things back up. So you may be hearing from them again. You may see them
okay.
around.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear getting involved with not only that side projects, but also taking a huge chunk of responsibility in this production team as well.
Oh, of course.
Um,
I love Fountain's Pen. I'm super appreciative of all the opportunities I've had here. I love this place. Any place that I can help out, I certainly will.
I asked this last podcast for anybody that was involved originally. I guess you could say in this type of work, how many years, how much experience do you have being involved in stuff like this?
In a studio environment like this, only about since I joined up Sketch Brew, essentially, which is about, I want to say 5 years. Before that, it's mainly been me just doing my own thing and my own little projects. There was this one separate project that I was brought on to freelance on. Essentially, I made a animated music video for this musical artist called Sada Baby. It was really short, like really short, only about like a minute long, I think. And it was just basically me on my lonesome making the whole thing from scratch. It was stressful, not gonna lie, but pressure
As
turns coal
any
into diamonds, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
nothing I'm not used to.
100%. With that much pressure, well, some good is definitely going to come kind of out of it, especially with
Exactly.
that much dedication. Tiger was doing his own research about that video that you were talking about. 1 million views.
All for
Isn't that something to think about?
uh yeah, the Game Grumps one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's super surreal to see. It's like, oh my god, something I worked on got 1 million views.
and that's not like, I mean, okay, nowadays some people overlook the fact that, oh, million views, that means people have watched it. Obviously, people have watched it, but no one really puts into thought nowadays that 1 million views, a
It's a lot
million,
of people.
lots of people. So you can put that under your belt, saying, "I had 1 million people view my artwork, my animation." You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and
It's
So,
easily the most eyes I've ever had on my stuff, which is crazy.
oh yeah,
I love Game Grumps. I'm a huge Game Grumps fan, so I am definitely going to check that out.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I love the Grumps, man.
What
Yeah.
struck me was you said back in 2020, and I was thinking, oh, that's not too long ago. And then it dawned on me that yeah, that's 5 years ago. Man,
You and me both, dude. I was so close to saying, "Oh, I did this about like 3 years ago," and then I really thought about it. Like, wait a minute,
yeah.
that was longer.
Oh,
I was still in my 20s when I did this. Oh no.
Yeah, sometimes
That's something they comment about a lot too. Is that just how time has passed for them? So
I was gonna say sometimes time just flies by.
Oh yeah.
Too
Yeah.
fast.
I will say though, I am a big fan of Danny and Arnold. I'm kidding. I know it's Aaron. I just bring up that old reference to it. But I do want to dive into a bit about Boneless Chicken here. You and Sombra took over as co-directors for Boneless Chicken after the original director stepped down about 6 months into production, which was a year and some change ago.
Yeah.
How did you tackle that challenge of taking on that role?
It was my first time in a role like that, and it was very intimidating. And there are definitely things that I know now and can do now much better if I were given the task again. And every time I think about it, I feel bad because I'm like, oh, I could have done that so much better. I could have done this better. But it's a learning experience, and it was daunting because we're essentially me and Mari. We were just taking up everything that was dropped by the previous director and had to become familiar with it super quick, near instantly. And that was the intimidating part, having to go through the files and be like, okay, this person did this person did that, this person is the composer, this person storyboarded, so on and so forth. And it only gets more convoluted when people have to drop out for whatever reason, life obligations, which I totally understand. Life happens, and that can't be helped. But it definitely throws a wrench in the gears because it's like, okay, we just lost this person. Do we still have this person? No, they dropped off like a month ago. Great. All right, so we need to get a replacement for this person. We have to set a new deadline. It's it was all a lot, but I don't know. I feel like I guess I tend to work better in trial by fire.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I can agree with you on like it definitely made you lose some hairs or definitely gave you some gray ones. It's either or, right?
Yes. Oh my
But
goodness.
the people in this production team, this studio, I'm pretty sure are very appreciative. Mr. F, Tiger himself, I'm 100% sure that they appreciate that you took on that big of a challenge. And for me personally, if I was just doing my own job in something like that, if I had to implement this in real life, I'm doing my normal office job, and then one of the coworkers at my job just decides to quit, and then your manager goes, "Hey, we need somebody to take care of this. Can you do it?" If you think about it, the payout is huge because you're going to get that recognition along with that Sombra, right? You and Sombra are going to be getting that dedication of picking up on somebody who just couldn't do it or didn't want to do it. And people, especially in this time of age, in just work in general, are looking for that. And it's something that's, again, inspirational, and it's just taking charge, that leadership role. People are hungry for that. It's a marketable skill, and it'll definitely get you far. So major kudos, hats off to 8-Bit Christian Cruz over here, right?
I appreciate that a lot. I really do.
Of course.
I try. I'm trying.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge that indie productions have is just the turnover. It's unique to this style of production.
Turnover is such a big thing, and you can't keep working the same job forever, right? You're definitely gonna have to pick up when somebody puts down. It really just depends on how good the turnover is gonna be. But with how you picked it up and how it was dropped down, it went from almost crashing to burning to just being like solid, sturdy, and perfect. You built that bridge.
I can't take all the credit.
Oh yeah,
I
of
wouldn't have
course.
been able to do it without Sombra for sure. Mari was a
100%.
lifesaver.
I feel like you guys really set a standard. That's awesome. But going on with that, do you want to go into detail about how the momentum of the project's production altered? I know it definitely wasn't like smooth and steady. Like you said, you definitely had to find certain people to cover. You had to find new people to make new scenes, or maybe something like that. I'm just kind of speaking out of my butt right now, and that's why I was gonna ask you, hey, do you think you can go into detail by any chance?
Yeah, it was definitely rocky at some points. The smoothest part, I think, just going off the top of my head, was when we had our animation team animating, because that's when I feel like that's when everyone knew exactly what they were doing, what they had to do, who was doing what, and everything was going smooth, and we were getting like regular updates too. It wasn't until towards the end of animation when we had like maybe one like scenes left to animate, that's where things started to get a little bumpy because one animator couldn't finish. We had another animator. It's so funny because this one animator, they essentially did do the entire scene. They just missed one little bit at the end, and I asked for just a quick edit. It shouldn't have been too long because that's how small it was at the end. But they never got back to me, so I'm like, okay. I think this was like a month or so later. I was like, okay, I'll just. I'm sorry, you're not getting back to me. I'll just do this myself. I guess.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
basically. But yeah, like it's one thing to come to me and Mari and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, life happened. I can't finish up this scene." That's totally understandable. I'm not gonna be mad. It's fine. You can't help these things. It happens. Trust. I'm not gonna like yell at you. But it's a totally other thing when like you just don't communicate at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, please.
Yeah, just putting the brick wall, not wanting to communicate with me, ghosting, pretty much.
Exactly. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know what to. Yeah, I'm going ghost, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Because then I'm like, all right, I don't know what the heck's going on with this person. I don't know where they are, what their status is. I basically have no choice but to replace them. And so I had to do that with someone, and I still haven't heard back at all. So as far as I know, they might not even be in the studio anymore. But that aside, like that was the only like real hiccup.
Yeah, they quietly left the studio sometime after that short released.
I hate to see that. Yeah.
It's sort of a thing that I kind of noticed with it's not just this studio. It's other projects I've been a part of too. Like once like not the main thing, but like once things kind of get put out there, like the projects that you work on, things get quiet. And then some people are like, are we going to continue this? Is anything going to happen? What's any updates? If I'm not going to hear anything, why am I here?
Yeah.
That happens. But I know that with this studio specifically, we have so many projects. One comes after another. Like Flachinachi and Teb. Once that one's finished, artists, animators, sketch artists to shift to different projects so we can push production out faster.
Yeah. That's one of the great parts about Fountain's Pen production is that there always is something going on. Like I was telling Tiger before, like right after the Boneless Chicken was put out, we're just tying up the loose ends, and I was like, I just went on a short break, recoup that energy, but I'm getting the itch again, man. I'm raring to go. I'm feeling energized again. But segueing back on topic, God bless the whole entire Boneless Chicken team, because they really knocked it out of the park. They knew what they were doing, and even despite all the hiccups and rough waters we went through, we were all able to pull together and make something fun. Shout outs to our animation team, because they really knocked it out of the park. The whole entire team did great.
It's out now on Fountain's Pen's cartoons. Watch it now.
Hey, yeah, go for it.
Yep, it is.
Exactly, yeah. Advertising in the moment.
Watch it, drop a like, and subscribe.
Oh yeah. Ring the bell.
Smash
I do
that
wanna-
bell.
Yeah, exactly. But I do want to ask you personally, do you think yourself, imagine it's just me and you, do you think you handle taking on this project well?
To be perfectly frank, well, this is me talking as a perfectionist, where I always see the flaws in my own work. I feel like I could have done much better. Hearing your and the other rest of the studio's response to the short and how things went, that makes me feel better that it maybe wasn't as bad a job as I thought I did. So thank you. You did ease my mind a bit. The things I learned, I am happy to say I will be able to take the next task on much easier. Taking all the things I learned from Boneless Chicken into the next one, I'll be able to hit the ground running and not
Exactly.
hopefully avoid all the hiccups I hit with Boneless Chicken.
That's a perfect mindset going into it, man. You learn as you go. That's life, baby. Everybody goes through that.
Once you feel like you've learned all there is to learn, it's time to move on to something else. So
On the money.
And even then, do you even really stop learning? Do you really?
No.
Exactly. There's always something.
You know,
So.
I mean, things change. Things get new every day.
Yeah,
Like, my
the
grandfather.
next one will be better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Million
exactly.
percent. And
Yeah, always.
like my grandfather, he's still learning things.
See, that's how I want to be. I still want to be. I want to be in my older years, but still learning new stuff, still using new stuff.
Yep, learning something new every day.
Yeah, there's that's always definitely worth recommending to everyone, whether it be artists or so on and so forth, because I have seen stories of artists who got a rise in popularity and never really improved themselves because they were content with their success. Being there's always still more to learn. There's, whether it be animation or comic making or voice acting or directing, there's always something new out there to learn from.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
A new technique, a new software, a
Mhm.
new skill, something.
And-
Half of it, though, is just putting the effort out to learn those things. Because, a lot of people, they want the glitz and glamour of being able to make something cool with those skills, but they also, once it comes to time to learning those skills, they're like,
brick wall.
maybe later.
It's gotten to that point, and I'm not saying it's just in what we all have been doing in this production team. It's just kind of like life as a whole. Everybody wants, quote, the glitz and glamour, but nobody wants to go through the hard work to get to the glitz and glamour. But
Exactly.
I feel like we've all gone through that hard work, and now we get to show off our own glitz and glamour. Boneless Chicken, Flachinachi and Tib, Chasing the Nightmare is a podcast, for God's sake. Something as simple as this, right? It's awesome.
Yeah, even podcasts are hard, man.
Yeah, boy.
Right?
Just the technical side alone. Whew.
We are reaching close to 30 minutes podcast time, but I do got one more question for you. I want to ask about the cursed shot.
Oh my god.
Do you mind going into detail about the cursed shot?
Oh, that freaking shot, man. It's where to begin with this shot? Okay. So we had this one single shot in the whole entire short. The whole short is only mind you, barely even a minute long. And this one scene for some reason took almost a year to get done. There was so many hiccups, so many exchanging hands. It was wild. At least a whole year, like Tiger said. At least it was. It's not even like it was that much of a complicated scene. Basically, the scene was. It was the scene where Chicken floats off from the dinner plate. It's just, simple enough. Just Chicken float down, crash on the floor, end my life. But for some reason, that one scene exchanged a bunch of hands. I think we had like 3 different animators on it, 2 different cleanup art, maybe even 3 different cleanup artists. I'm sorry, like there was so much going on, so much shenanigans going on with that scene. It's kind of starting to blend together in my head, but it was very, very hectic. And even after it was done animating and being cleaned, the post processing on it was even more crazy. For some reason, it was one technical hiccup after the other. We would get the colorist on it, colored it. The file gets corrupt. Okay, gotta redo that. Recolor it. We look at the scene. Okay, one of the background lines is poking through chicken, showing through the colors. All right, we have to go back and fix that. We color it, adjust all the errors. It will not export to the proper file type. We get it to the proper file type. We send it off to the next person that's going to handle it. It's another technical hiccup. It won't download for some reason, so we have to like re-render it and get like whatever it was that was causing the trouble to alleviate itself, I guess, because half the time it just felt like the file itself was hence the name cursed. It was fickle. It didn't want to do anything. But we finally got it fixed after so long, so much heartache. We finally got it addressed and the whole scene properly exported, properly colored, no errors, the sound running well. That one scene alone like delayed the entire project for like a year. It was crazy.
And you get to see that fleshed out scene.
Yeah, so every time you see the chicken float off the plate, just know that it caused a lot of heartache, an entire year's worth of heartache.
That one scene was whole year worth of pain, going through multiple people and having corrupted files, all for your entertainment that you can watch on Fountain Pen Cartoons. Please watch, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, share with your friends. Nah, that's
go out, buy a real boneless chicken, put on a plate, share it with your friends.
I just will say, like, I think stories like this kind of just show like how much effort it goes to make like especially an independent animated short like this, because there is some hard work that is put into these in general with animation, but especially over here at FPP, of course.
Oh yeah, like we said, we're not a big time studio. We are a bunch of people that have aspiring dreams to create, and with everything that comes to create, it's a nightmare. But speaking of nightmare, it's chasing the nightmare, right?
It's not like you've got the multi-million-dollar budget to make sure everybody has the same software and everybody's in perfect communication and everything. So
exactly. That was my final question, and I want to appreciate you, 8-Bit Christian Cruz, for coming on to this podcast. And
my pleasure, man.
Thank you. And thank you for everybody that's been part of this podcast so far. And thank you for listening to Chasing the Nightmare. It's been a real pleasure having you. And until then, see you in your dreams.